bro. Man, be a buck, man. Nigga. If a nigga's gonna sit here and laugh at me, oh, this nigga da-da-da, fuck out of here, my nigga. You just never had no hard times, my nigga.
I ain't never been that poor. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been
you
poor,
could've
but I
just
ain't been that
freeball.
poor.
You
Nigga,
can
I've been
freeball.
broke, my nigga. What you talking about, my nigga? I had to been broke.
Like a family member?
Nigga,
You got
same
brothers?
same clothes for a week, nigga. Boxes, nigga. I had to turn them shits inside out, nigga. I done been broke, my nigga. Been super broke.
Like you had like a brother or somebody, or?
I'm the youngest of 6 kids. I learned to share.
Oh, okay.
And that's why
understand?
memories don't die.
Yeah.
I learned to share, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, and I have no shame in that. Like at the end of the day, I'll never have no shame in what I came from. Like, I came from sleeping on the bed, one up, one down. I'm all sleeping by a man's feet, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I come from. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it's like getting back into those trenches is never nothing for me because that's what I come from.
You think you've gotten a chance to shine off your own sound yet?
I think that this is what this Memories Don't Die album is. I think that this album right here is the album where I think it gets to be expressed like that. The talent wise, I'm setting a certain bar. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to succumb and be in this thing that everybody else is in. Like, as far as just like music goes, I want to step it up to the next standard because if I don't do it at this point, at least how I feel like nobody's gonna want to follow making I guess just kind of raising that bar, you know?
Are there songs you wanted to keep for yourself on this album that you ended up selling to somebody else?
Nah, but I'll say one thing. Like, I had a lot of records that me and MIXX was doing. We was about to put out a project right before he went to jail, and I had a lot of records that I was like, yo, I want to get these off. And he had sent me a couple things, and I was like, yo, this is something crazy, but I said I'm gonna wait till the situation happens with him and everything goes the way it's gonna go. Mm-hmm. You know.
Does Tory Lanez want to be a rapper or an R&B singer? Like, what are you more passionate
Tory Lanez
about?
don't want to be nothing. Tory Lanez is an incredible artist. He's an artist. He's not a rapper or a singer. Take the music as just whatever. Take it as Play-Doh. Whatever I decide to create.
You could work
just
with
take
Major
it.
Lazer.
I do whatever I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's about music. It's about a vibe. Like, yo, I don't always want to make hood music. I don't always want to make trap music. I don't always want to make urban music. Sometimes I want to go to the white clubs. Sometimes I want to get on the dance floor and get jiggy with the white folk. Sometimes I want to go to Miami and dance with the Dominicans. Sometimes I want to go do other things.
Aren't you doing a Latin album too?
I am. It's all Latin. It's all Spanish. It's crazy how like it came together and how like I had to like learn how to like speak it and like, you know, and sing it and still sound like me and bring that flavor to it.
So you can speak Spanish?
Not fluently, but like
Enough.
I can try doing certain
like
things.
Baila.
And like yeah, like little tiny things, like, you know, and like I'll take those and I'll just make melodies out of it, you know.
What inspired you to want to do that?
I live in Miami. I live in a place where there's, you know, a fluctuation of a bunch of beautiful Spanish women, like, you know what I'm saying? And I love Spanish women, like, of all flavors, all origins, like, and, like, I just listen to the music. There'd be times, like, because I like to go on the water a lot. Like, that's why a lot of girls think I'm a vibe, because I be going on the water a lot, taking girls on the water. A lot of girls don't get to go on the water. So, when, you know, you go on the water, you listen to a lot of music, and I've realized, like, Spanish girls, as much as they love hip-hop and all that, there's a second of time where everything changes. Somebody on the boat plays. They started off real old school, suavemente. From there, oh nah, play the Ozuna, play the Bad Bunny.
Probably love Despacito.
I mean, nah, it'd be more rooted. It'd be more rooted. Like my dog Ray is like my assistant. He's a Dominican and Puerto Rican dude. So like he puts me onto a lot of the music, and that's why the Spanish kind of stuff came about.
So it's inspired by Spanish pussy, basically.
It's inspired by Spanish everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like shooters. You said you don't like making hood records, but that's one of the reasons I dig you.
No, I ain't say I don't like it. I just don't want to do it all the time.
You don't want to do it all the time, but that's one of the reasons I dig you, because we don't hear that side of Toronto. Like, you don't hear the street side of Toronto so much. And, you know, the shooters...
Nah, there's a lot of niggas out here doing it. Like, there's a lot of niggas.
We're not
like,
in the mainstream. I don't hear them.
I'm just talking about just, like, if you were to really go deep into, like, the Toronto, like, scene, it's a lot of niggas that, like, are doing their thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people just got to look deeper into it. But I get what you're saying, though. Like, a lot of the times I feel like everyone's kind of succumbed to this sound of, like, yo, we got to be these R&B niggas because everybody else was these, like, dark, R&B sounding niggas that came out before us.
Yeah, Drake, The Weeknd, yeah, they set the
You
bar.
know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, like I have a piece in the part to do with that too. But at the same time, it's like I like to make other music. I'm not sitting there singing to nobody all day because that's just not who I am in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not. Like I love either being passionate at times, but I also have a rough side to me. I also have edges. That's just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, on Shooters, you say you like to be in the trap with the shooters.
That's all it is.
You still like being in the street even at this
Nah.
station?
Oh. You're bugging out.
You still growing your
Two
hair?
words. You're bugging.
Still growing your hair back out?
Huh?
You still growing your hair back out?
Of course. Don't try to get me take my hat off. Fuck out of here, B. Y'all niggas not gonna mean me, nigga, while my shit growing out.
Oh, that you saying you ain't another nigga draw is definitely gonna be a little loop. We're gonna loop that.
Loop that. I don't give a fuck, my nigga. All niggas who been in a hard type of situation or in a life where your shit wasn't just granted to you, my nigga, you can relate. Like if you had never wore your siblings' draws, my nigga, I don't know what kind of like.
No, that is cool.
That's crazy.
That makes sense.
But but sometimes me and my friends, like being as a young kid, like I'm not saying we sitting here switching dirty drawers, nah. But we talking about like if all the drawers is washed, but those are your friends' drawers, but you still wearing them. It's like that's sometimes you gotta just wait. You gotta do what you gotta do. Like I'm not sitting there saying like, yo, take off your drawers, fam, and give them to me. Nah, G, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that, like, you know what I mean?
On Pieces, you sampled Nas, The Message.
I sampled Sting.
Oh, okay, so maybe Nas sampled Sting.
Yes, Nas actually sampled Sting.
Okay, got you.
It was crazy. What it was we had an interpolation, I guess. Originally, the beat was a little different, and then Sting was like, yo, if y'all are going to interpolate my song, like, it's a dub.
And Sting and Shaggy have an album coming out together.
That's crazy, by the way.
Yeah,
you know
I think so too. I love.
Sting's always played with the Caribbean sound a little bit.
Yeah, it's crazy, but you know, he was just like, yo, if y'all gonna do the song, like y'all have to use the original version. And I remember putting the original version in. I remember it sounded a little different, but I was like, it sounds like darker and more open. And because of what the song was and what the song dealt with, like the girl being a rape victim and her uncle was who raped her, and the fact that she killed her uncle. Like, just the whole song, and she had to raise the uncle's son. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, you just fucked me up, because I was going to ask you what the story was.
Oh, she didn't get to really listen.
I only heard it once. I thought it was a mother-son.
Nah, listen. The song is like this. Like, I don't want to ruin it for nobody, but there's a song on the album with me and 50 Cent. It's called Pieces. The song is about a girl. She's from Brooklyn. And she has an uncle who, like, basically her mom and her dad, like, her mom was a junkie, her dad got taken to jail, and she had an uncle who was, like, made to raise her. So, basically, the uncle was raising her. The uncle got, like, with this chick who put him up on, like, drugs and shit. And, like, nigga was on mad drugs, and he rapes the girl. And, like, her whole life, like, she couldn't get it out of her head that this nigga raped her, like, you feel me? And so, boom, one day she starts rocking with some niggas that, like, niggas that really get it in like that. And one day they like, yo, you should just off the nigga if you can't live with it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she runs in the house and offs the nigga. And the nigga has a son, which is technically I think her cousin at this point, right? So she ends up having to raise the son, but the son, his whole life, he grows up and he's like, I want to find out who killed my father.
Right, that's crazy.
Like, and his whole thing is like, I have to find out who killed my father. So then, like, it goes into this whole other story, which I got to go listen to the album.
It's a great record, great storytelling record. I was going to ask you, was it a true story, but clearly it's not.
I mean, there's some bits and pieces that are true, but I couldn't go all the way into the deepness. That would just be OD.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't even do that to her.
You need to write a screenplay, young man.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. Honestly, that was why me and 50 had related to the song so much, because what I've learned about him, and like shout out to 50, that nigga's like my mentor. Like when he sits there and talks to me, like I be sitting there tuning this, and I listen to this nigga for 5 hours, nigga. I just be sitting there tuning because he's such a smart businessman that I just be like, I can't even believe like he even be sharing the knowledge with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up listening to this nigga. So when he came to the studio and I was playing him the records, he was like, yo, I want to hear like something that's like a little bit more introspective, or something that like you have that's not like the single or whatever case. I was like, yo, I got this story. Boom, and I played it, and then I started explaining. Cause I hadn't did the second verse yet. Like when the son was looking for the killer, I hadn't did that verse yet. So he was like, yo, I want to jump on this, and I want to add to the story. And I was like, cool. He sent the verse back, and it was like it sounded like he was like narrating the story, but we kind of had this whole cinematic look on the whole thing because it was such a story, and it felt like such a screenplay. Now, me and him had already came together and were like, yo, we want to do something as far as along the lines of cinema, as far as like us doing like a movie or something like that. And so I was like, well, I'm shooting a movie for this album for I Told You and Memories Don't Die put together. So the movie's actually called I Told You Memories Don't Die. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And basically he's going to be a character in it now. So he's going to be in the movie as well. So we were already like, yo, if you're already going to be in the movie, it would be dope to have you on a storytelling track like this, like where it's like real intricate and like you got to get real deep with it. So that's what made that whole situation happen and like why it worked out like that.
Pieces is dope, man. I like Don't Die too.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out A-Rab Music. He killed the beat on that. Like that's my favorite. That's like I think that might be my favorite beat on the whole project.
Really?
Yeah.
You say you hope you don't go out like Aaliyah or Left Eye. Do you think about death a lot?
Yeah, of course, man. Like I think I'm a real like weird nigga. Like I be thinking when I go on the plane, like yo, like what if this is just that one trip they just wanted to just done me, like.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like every time I go up, like I just think like yo, like because like.
That's called anxiety, sir. I do the same thing. I be thinking, what if the pilot mad as hell and just decide he want to kill everybody? I thought.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo. Every time I go on the plane, I always look at who's flying with me. Like if I see like you know, like a old, maybe like a mid-aged, like 35-year-old white woman with her daughter and son, like I know everything's gonna be okay. It's like America can't kill these people. Like it just would be a crime. Just like it's just you can't do this. Like
that's not
you know
a weird thought. I think the same exact
it's so
thing. I be
weird.
like, yo, baby's on the plane, I feel more comfortable.
Yeah, like if you know if certain people are on the plane, I feel like yo, it's blessed. But yo, like no offense, but like yo. Let me get on the plane with mad niggas like me. Nah, son, like, nah, B. I be like, yo, we going down, dog. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, nah, because when I go in the sky,
I'd be happy to get a nap.
I have this whole like next level of like paranoia, like, because I can't control nothing up there. Like, I'm just on a ride. I don't even like roller coasters. I don't like that feeling in my stomach when my stomach drops. I don't like that shit. So like. It'd be situations I'd be in the sky and I just be like just thinking to myself.
We're like opposites. Like, I love flying. I love roller coasters.
Nah, I can't even take connection flights because it's two chances of death.
So, but you say
I can't.
You say Aaliyah and Left Eye though. Aaliyah died in a plane crash. God bless the dead. But Left Eye died in a car crash. So, do you have a fear in the car too?
I just don't want them to get me, man. I just don't want nobody to get me. I don't want nobody to get me. I don't want to be in the wrong situation at the wrong time. I don't want to be the unlucky passenger who went on the wrong plane.
Right.
I don't ever want to be in any of those situations, you know?
Isn't it nice to not have the distraction of people asking you about Drake all the time now? Like before,
yeah, that's cool.
When you did your first album around, everybody was like, "Oh, y'all beefing," but it's nice.
That was halfway my fault. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie.
Technically, you're still asking him about Drake.
I know, but it's not.
That was a smooth way of bringing it in, though. I ain't gonna lie. Like I looked at it like.
It's not the same conversation, though. It's not the same conversation.
Nah, but I feel but honestly, I mean, that's halfway my fault. You know what I'm saying? I think I made a couple of immature decisions when I was first coming out, just out of my whole thing in my life and my whole career is like I just felt like my whole thing is I always had to prove people wrong. Like people always kind of just doubted me. So like my whole thing is just like I always went like super against the doubters. Like when most people would conform and be like, all right, like everyone just leave me alone, like stop bullying me. I was like, nah, nigga, y'all niggas keep bullying me, my nigga, 'cause what's up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Because I just had this thing. I have little nigga syndrome. You know, little nigga always feel like he gotta be, nah, nigga, you're not gonna punk me because I'm small, my nigga. Fuck that, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had that my whole life, so it translates into my music. Nah, nigga, you're not gonna punk me, nigga, because I'm at the beginning of my career, nigga, because I know who I am at the end of this shit. Fuck that, my nigga. You're not gonna punk me, my nigga. Point blank, period. And when I say punk me, I don't even mean like in a physical manner. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you're not gonna punk me as far as, like, who you trying to make me seem to be. Right. My nigga, I know who I am, my nigga. I'm confident in the person I am. I know what my purpose is. I know I'm here to do incredible things.
And one lesson learned is sometimes a simple conversation could squash everything.
Exactly.
In general.
Exactly. But, you know, sometimes in life, you know, I just, you know, I go about things in the moment. Sometimes I wake up like, yo, fuck the world, nigga. Nigga said something to me today. It's fuck you. It's fuck what you're talking about. It's fuck what you stand for, my nigga. But that's just how I wake up sometimes. And I realize, like, growing up and getting older, it's like all right, you can't wake up in the morning